Are you a single mom? If you are, there's a program called SMART, or Single Mothers Achieving Real Triumph. SMART is a support, networking, and scholarship program which helps single mothers achieve academic success. The requirements: you must participate and be a new student either in your first or second semester in college, have demonstrated financial need, or attend colleges on Tuesdays and Thursdays, at least 6 credits, and you must be available to attend workshops. Students must be enrolled in English 0111 or English 1111 to participate. This is an on-campus daytime program, and some of the program benefits are: you can gain access to resources which are available to students that you might not otherwise know about, acquire skills to help you interact effectively with instructors and college personnel, and meet weekly for support and networking. If you're interested in this program, give a call to the Women's Center at Lakeland Community College at 440-525-7322 or email vwilliams@lakelandcc.edu.
It's the Scott and Steve Show on Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio. Scott and Steve. Scott and Steve.
Hey, good morning, everyone. We want to welcome you to the Scott and Steve Show. My name is Steve. Hope everything's going okay today, but we have Jeremiah in here with us today. Jeremiah, how you doing today?
Going. You know, another day in, paradise.
All right. Hey, it's Wednesday, and it looks like the sun is trying to come out. That is a positive thing, right? So paradise maybe is on the way. I don't know.
Well, I hope. I hope that they're saying Saturday or whatever day that, they're supposed to be reaching like 50 in that.
50 on Saturday. So the snow will be gone, which will be good.
We hope.
Hopefully. What's Sunday's forecast? Do you know? I didn't know. I didn't look far ahead.
Well, here.
It's become the official weather radio station of the Lake Effect Radio as we check out there the extended forecast.
Well, especially with spring break. Come on.
Spring break's coming. Is that this weekend?
Maybe.
For me, it's all the same. It just
it's true.
It doesn't matter. So spring break is this week or next week, I should say.
Yeah.
Right.
Sunday's could be near 50. Saturday's going to be like almost 45.
There you go.
Wednesday's going to be about 45.
So it's going to be warming right up here. Back to what March should be like this time of year is what sounds like
we're in March.
March, we're there. That's where don't let the weather fool you. It's a short-term thing, and we'll be warming up here pretty quick. So spring break's coming up, next week. Do you have any plans for spring break?
Not really.
No, not going down south, Florida, Mexico,
no.
Out west anywhere.
Gonna,
Kirtland.
Yeah, I'm going to be up in Kirtland.
There you go.
At least, once or twice.
There you go. Look at that. You are a traveler of Ohio. Look at that guy. He's going out there.
I know.
That's excellent.
Or the very edge of Kirtland.
The very edge. Would that be the Willoughby side, or would that be the southern side of Kirtland? Chester, Kirtland?
Well, sort of Willoughby Manor side.
Manor. All right. You definitely
You probably figured it out.
Yeah, you're getting out there. You're a crazy man from that aspect. So
it's not like I see that many other times this or the place I'm going to be going.
Okay. Well,
multiple times.
Do we ask where you're going? Do you want to stay for the radio or no?
Here.
You're coming to Lakeland.
Sort of Willoughby and Manor side.
Oh, man, that's right. Yeah, so you're coming into campus all next week. Good for you. I also will be in next week, so it'll be a good time. So I'll see you around, I'm sure. I don't believe we're going to have a show next week, though, so, no students here will probably not have one. But we do want to wish everyone luck this week with their midterm exams, papers due, tests, exams, that kind of stuff. Don't stress it out. Just relax. Take your time, take a breath, prepare, and do well. So good luck to everyone on their exams this week. Jeremiah, you got any tests this week or exams or anything going on?
Yeah.
Okay, what in?
Internet
class?
Yeah.
All right, very good.
The ITS 1000 or 1100, yeah.
Okay, you feeling prepared? You ready?
For the most part, I got to do it by 8 o'clock
it's online?
tomorrow.
Online?
It's got to be in.
Okay, all right. Are you busting the curve for the class?
The most part.
Good man.
Most part.
You're a good man. Well, studies do show that members of the Scott and Steve Show are academically superior students. Just saying. Maybe
Is that counting yourself?
No, I'm not in class, so I defer to that. So those that are in school. So we'll see. But maybe I'm going to take a class maybe next year. We'll see. Very good. I love it. All right. So this, believe it or not, is a sports radio talk show. So we probably should talk a little bit about a sport. So someone's closing the door on us here. So with that, let's get into NBA basketball, one of our favorite topics I know overall. I do want to just chat about LeBron James a little bit. As you may or may not know, Mr. James is playing with the Lakers, and the Lakers are statistically still alive, but fading fast, and probably are not going to make the playoffs, which would end his run at not only making the playoffs but going to the finals, that kind of thing as well. LeBron has resorted to some of his old tactics in terms of questioning other players' ability, desire, how he does the job, but others just aren't there, and that doesn't seem to be well received out in the West Coast. And when he was out hurt, as you may be aware, he was out a couple weeks hurt. He's bringing in. Reportedly bringing in like wine and stuff, hanging out while his teammates are practicing, and again, that's another thing that wasn't necessarily received real well. So I guess the question I have for you is LBJ. Good, bad, indifferent. Is he worth all this? Is he worth? If I'm a team, an NBA team, is he worth all the other drama and the rebuild and stuff like that?
I believe so.
All right.
Because he's been to that rodeo. He sort of knows. But even here, you got to, you got young guys, all the different aspects. You got to push them.
Okay. Certainly he's been there, for sure. He's had a lot of success through the years. I don't know if it's disheartening to him or not to hopefully realize that you can't do it on your own. And teams that are built around one player typically are not teams that are winning the championship. And moving on there, it takes others. Now, as
he realized that before the last time he,
right.
Or no, the first time when he left here, the team was sort of built around himself.
Right.
Then down in Miami, then even coming back.
Right. And coming back, there was those times after they won where he's trying to bring back some of his buddies and stuff like that, and obviously that was unsuccessful. Now going out west, and again the initial response, when they're having some difficulty is, the guys just aren't good, what have you. I get it. I understand it. I just don't like it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I would rather, the sentiment is not incorrect. So I'm not saying he's lying or not saying anything that's not truthful. I just think as a leader that there's other ways to go about expressing your viewpoint on that. And, it could be more of, hey, we got to get better. Not, hey, I'm doing my job, everyone else has got to play better. It's not. We as a team need to collectively get better. But that's the one thing of the behind the scenes of you don't know if he actually approached it that way, and it's just right.
been,
you can only say you can only
thrown out the window by many.
True, but we can only talk about what he says publicly because we don't know what's said behind. So, but if publicly he's saying, hey, it's not me, it's everybody else, and he's called everybody out on it from the coach down. It's just I think it's a really difficult way to go about business, and I think that without a change, that you'll continue to not be successful. In success at his level should be winning it all. Because he is talented, no question about it. He's among the best players possibly to ever play the game. He's among the best in the league currently. He's probably a top 5 player right now this year. But at some point though, I think that you've got to become more team orientated, and until you do that, I think that you're destined to struggle. Just personal.
Well, he has it sort of in him.
He has what sort of in him?
Of being sort of that team, or knowing here and there, taking things on his back when he needs to.
He has the ability for sure. And we've seen him here when they won it. We saw him certainly carry the team at times, but other times
he let everyone do their
right,
spiel.
Right, because guess what? The team is better when others contribute, when others play a role, when it's not one-dimensional. And I just get disappointed when the initial response from it out is quickly, I'm good, the rest of you aren't as good, and that's the problem. I just publicly. I don't think you need to say that publicly. Now, if you feel that way and have that conversation behind closed doors, hey, God bless you. But I don't think that's a way to come about it in public to reporters, etc. Especially as a leader of the team.
To a point, but who knows? We won't know the locker room experience.
Right.
That would be an interesting viewpoint of being thrown out there to see,
Right.
what's really going on.
It will be interesting, and we probably will never know. And if we do know, it won't be for years after he's done,
Yeah.
I'm sure. But let's say a few things. Is Kyrie Irving left for a reason, and there are other players who have refused to go and play with LeBron for whatever reason. So it's not all. It can't all be love around the league thinking he's awesome. There's more to it. And I don't know. I could be just purely speculating. Well, I am purely speculating. I don't know exactly what goes on with it, obviously. But
I thought recently Kyrie and him had some kind of talk that it sort of, killed that whole scenario that went on there.
I don't know.
I swore
Yeah.
that was out there that
Yeah.
they had a discussion and stuff about that.
All I know is that when he left, the reports were they couldn't. Kyrie wanted to be the man, and it certainly wasn't happening there, which was right. In my eyes, was right at that time. But the ability to work together at the time wasn't there. Now, time heals all wounds too. And so perhaps over the years they realized, I'm sure Kyrie's realizing that, hey, I can't do this on my own as well, as the Celtics have been up and down. It's just a real interesting thing. And, it brings me to light too, and we talk about James Harden, and he's been on a historic run this season with his stats and everything like that. However, again, I go back to is, can you win relying on one person? So I'll make my stake, my bet right now with you or with whomever, if you wanted to, that the James Harden's team, Houston.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Houston will not win. They will not win. Now, I think Golden State's the best team, but I'm going to say right now that Houston will not win from that aspect. But I don't know how you feel
I
about
haven't been
that.
paying attention much to the NBA and that.
Okay. Well, it's early. It's
Not
still
gonna
early.
lie.
There's about 16, 17, 18 games left depending on where you're at. So there's a little bit of time. Maybe not even that many. But it's
Trust
getting
me,
right
that
down
makes me I'm pulling up my ESPN, the basketball league I'm in.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
Very good.
the funny thing is I have Harden.
There you go. He's had a great year. He had a streak of 30-point games there, run for a little bit. He's done a really nice job. So it's
Actually, this week I'm winning. Nice. I forgot all about that. So thanks.
well, speaking of that, the first female ever was drafted
For
with
the NBA?
the NBA's 2K esports league.
Okay.
All right, and she's it's a pretty sweet deal. You can sit there and play, you can game essentially, and she was selected, and they make, believe it or not, they make $34,000 to $37,000 a year, plus their housing's taken care of, and they get other benefits as well. So that's not a bad gig. So if you're a big gamer out there, something to think about. Now, obviously, she's the first female. This is the second year of the league. The Warriors selected her, and the reason, one of the things that she was quick to point out is how when she's out there, that sometimes the women have bad things said to them or what have you, discriminatory. She doesn't belong there and that kind of stuff, and that's not right. That's inappropriate, but it also it's that stuff's been going on for years, not just with that, but also with talking about any opponent or what have you. People do that throughout, and
It's true.
It's
is
it's a tough part of any activity or game from that perspective. But congratulations to her. I think it's awesome. I hope she does well, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out throughout. But
Yeah, I found out I won 13 games.
look at that, man! You're on fire. So you, what place you in your league?
Second,
Who's ahead of you?
Tim, by one
Okay.
game.
All right, you gonna catch him? You think?
Yeah, well, I'm actually coincidentally playing them right now this
Oh,
week.
There you go.
So
There you
this
go.
could either tie
or
not boost.
widen the gap. Yeah. All right. Very good. Well, we wish you luck with your gaming thing. So let's get down to the other big thing that's been going on, and that's the NFL. All right, the NFL is getting ready with their draft, all that kind of stuff. And Kyler Murray is the most talked about person in this draft is as the quarterback from Oklahoma. Some are saying he now may go number 1 in the draft. He's, of course, the gentleman who was drafted by the Oakland Athletics, signed a big contract, and then elected to give that money back and focus on the NFL. He measured out at 5'10" and a quarter, I believe, so that eliminated a lot of doubts. A lot of them thought he was a little bit smaller than that even, but he did measure out at 5'10", just to kind of round it, if you will. But so that took care of that aspect of it. A lot of people are thinking, though, that Kyler Murray may be, and others are thinking that Dwayne Haskins from Ohio State might be the quarterback people should be looking at. What do you think, man? You got an opinion on this at all, or what?
I would go more Murray.
Okay, why would you go Murray? What's your thought process?
More experience. More behind, the snap, all that different aspect. That, you have Haskins that, got a year prior, not last year, prior to that year. Mm-hmm. Here and there came mop up, whatever. Yeah, he had a great year. Mm-hmm. Well, good, all that stuff. Even, being redshirted, he's sort of seen, some of the cues and that. But the huge thing is it's just the experience.
But Haskins Kyler Murray's only had 1 year starting as well because he was behind. Really? Yeah, he was behind Baker Mayfield.
Oh.
So, I mean, they both have had 1 year, so I don't know the experience differences. Now, Oklahoma tends to run more of a pro set, so that might...
Well, that's the other one.
Yeah, that might help him more. And obviously, if you come into it, Baker Mayfield came in and was very successful his first year in the NFL, relatively speaking, whereas, I don't know too many Ohio State quarterbacks that have come in and excelled at the quarterback position in the near recent past. I mean, I can't think of any off the top of my head. You know of any that have come in and just
within the past 5 years? No.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the last one, quite frankly.
Miller, but the only thing is he's not really considered as a QB anymore.
Right.
So...
Right. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a while from that perspective. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Haskins has the size, the arm, all that kind of stuff. So, but it'll just be interesting to see what shakes out. Now, most draft boards have the Browns taking a receiver coming out, which I think is really interesting. When they have the number 17 pick overall. Personally, I'm not high on that. I don't think that would be a good move from my end, but that's just my perspective. I'd rather see them improve their line, offensive, defensive, still safety. They do need help at receiver, though. Don't get me wrong. I just don't know if that's a 17 pick.
It's true.
Now, one of the
trust me, I've been examining all the different things.
Yeah. Well, interestingly, the Patriots did not offer a contract to Flowers. All right. So, I mean, he had a tremendous season with the Patriots. He's 26. He's going to be a free agent available. I would love to see the Browns hook on to someone like that. You sign the Flowers, now your draft changes. Then you can start to look for that offensive player or what have you from there. But he's an example of someone that's out there.
It's like me sort of examining the Browns from the outside in with what they have, either restricted, free agent, the weak points. Mm-hmm. Got to come up with a third QB. Definitely wide receiver. At least 2 there. Mm-hmm. Whether, you re-sign one of the 2, you re-sign both of them, still get one.
Right.
Variable there.
There's options.
Offensive line, either draft a dude, get someone in free agency, draft 2 there, defensive tackle, and at least 1-2 linebackers. Then the other variable sort of kicks in the secondary of you got Gaines that's going possibly go in free agency and Gahoon. You got to figure out whether bring one of them back or not. Go out and get 2.
Right.
That's what I've been going through.
Okay. All right. So you're the GM. What are you going to do?
Well, it all shakes out of one thing: who's being released, who's being traded, to
Right.
all that, to what can you get in free agency.
Right. Right. Well, that'll be the key. I think that starts
All
the
that.
13th of March is when the free agency starts. They start signing players. So that'll be very interesting. But from my end, to me, out there right now, Trey Flowers is the biggest guy out there. That if the Browns could get him, I think that would really, really help. It could set them up to do a lot of things that you're
Then
talking
go
about.
and try to get a third round, try to get a, linebacker other, and then
Right.
you still got to address a little in the secondary, front line offense, wide receiver,
Yep.
then QB still.
Yep. And let's not forget too the Giants receiver, drawing a blank on his name.
Beckman?
Yeah, he's also wanting to be traded or is in that position too. So theoretically, I mean, obviously it's all theory. You could get them both, one via free agency and one trade, and suddenly your offense and defense get a whole lot better really quick without even touching the draft. And I don't think that, obviously you have to give a little bit up in the draft for Beckman, but I don't think you'll give up the world for him.
Well, especially because he's like, I want to say 26,
Right.
25, something
Correct.
like that.
He's got one more good contract left in him, and then, then
Well,
it'll
they
start to-
re-signed him for like a 2 or 3 year deal, 3 or 4 year deal sometime near the tail end of the season. I thought.
I'd have to go back and look. I don't know that off the top of my head. That could be. But I just know that
I know
I just
it
know he's
happened.
looking out there right
I
now.
don't
Right, how far it was.
remember
long
how big it was.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
that's, you got, Pittsburgh and that. Yeah, you had Brown out there wanting to get out of there.
Right.
Bell wants out of there.
Right. Well, it'll be interesting to happen because, I mean, they're not going to trade them internally. Internally meaning to the east. They're going west somewhere. I gotta believe. They're not going to go to
We hope,
Cleveland.
unless, everyone out west says, yeah, forget you. And
That's true.
it's the two-sided sword of, well, no one out there wants them.
Right.
We got to go on our side.
Yeah, I think that they would swallow a lot of money before they trade him to the Browns, as an example. But that would be an interesting. If they could pick him up, that would be interesting as well. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, especially with his age.
His age, his contract demands, and it's not like he's been the best teammate in the world, at least in the last 3 months that we're aware of. You know what I mean? So that'll be interesting. To see
He's
what
either
happens.
29 or 30.
Yeah.
If you're going to go out, get a wide receiver, whether trading that, you might as well go Beckman because he's somewhat younger.
Yeah, I think he's like 26 or something
Yeah.
like that. So, yeah. So let's switch over to the Lakers. Lakers basketball. They are gearing up for the Final Four, if you will, down at Ohio Christian University this weekend. They play on Friday. The ladies play at 3 o'clock. The men play at 7. And this is it. They are 2 games away from nationals. They both are. So we'll see what happens. But they take on Edison State, the Chargers, and it should be a pretty good matchup. Both teams split with Edison throughout the year. So this should pretty even game, and we'll see what happens. But Lady Lakers are again 3 o'clock. Men play at 7 down at Ohio Christian. I am heading down for those games, so hopefully the teams go down and play well and move on. Yeah. If they are successful, then they would play Saturday in the championships, and if they win there, then they'd head off to nationals. So we're close. Both teams did very well
Yeah,
this
you're
year.
really knocking on the door now.
We're close. Yeah, just gotta get over that hump, hopefully. But both teams did a really nice job. Baseball and softball are kicking off their seasons. Baseball is getting ready to head down to Florida for their spring trip, which is outstanding. And softball's been heading to Maryland, Virginia, and around to do some different games for weekend bits. So it's all been pretty good. But this weather, when it changes here, and it's going to happen fast, I hope, we'll get this thing rocking and rolling. But yeah, we're off to a good start in Laker athletics, and we're looking forward to a strong end to the year. Golf will start up here in April when we get back, so we'll see how things shake from there. But what's going on in your world? Anything else exciting?
Nah, not really. Preparing for April and that. Bunch of musicians in and out.
Right. Anybody in particular you're really fired up about?
Of course, all, you know.
Sure.
Like, especially like today, tomorrow, it's going to be email going out trying to get more people. Right now we have 22 already booked.
Okay.
That doesn't even count the people that are coming down into Breakers, playing in that, and on the 25th, the 27th of March. Well, or this month now, since we're actually in this month.
Right. March 6th
The 9th
today.
of April.
Yep.
Yeah, the 9th of April again and that.
Mm-hmm.
So you got all that stuff, Got Earth Week, the one thing moving on, what to do and that. All different
Sure.
plans, things coming around.
Very good, very good. And then at the end of the year after commencement, they'll have the Rock Lakeland
Lakeland
Rocks show going on. I believe that starts at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. 8, yep. So that'll
8
be
to mid.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. I know they have a couple of good acts that they are excited about. So that'll be interesting after commencement. So all those who are
Yeah, you have Abby
around.
Norble and the Detroit Lions. Shoot. I can look that up in a second.
All right. But anyway, we want to invite everyone back out to that after commencement. Come on back out and go from there. We have commencement 10 a.m. Then the nurses pinning will be that afternoon, followed by Lakeland Rocks at night. So come on out and support the school and have a good time. It's free to everyone, so we would encourage you to come out and do that from that aspect.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I know was it Monica Robbins and the Ninja Cowboys was one of them. Then it was something else. I forgot the other group's name. It's only 2 acts.
Okay.
For
All right.
Lakeland Rocks.
Right. 2 acts is correct.
Which I'll pull up that flyer in just a second. See, that's one nice thing, having email on that to your phone. You can look at that. Abby Norble and the Detroit Leans. Then, Monica Robbins and the Ninja Cowboys.
All right, very good. 2 well-known acts for the area, so that should be pretty good. Pretty good music there. So come on out and support them. Come out, check those groups out. It'll be a lot of fun that evening. What else you got going on, man? Anything else from your end? I know there's a couple colleges down here today in the atrium, so they're going to be hanging out, trying to recruit some students. It's always a good thing. Anything else from your end?
No, you got the one reason on the 25th of this March we have someone playing down, or 2 different people playing downstairs, is it's going to be a job fair, the part-time and all that.
All right.
Job fair going on the 25th, that Monday.
Nice. So that's another great opportunity coming up here, the job fair. There's always a ton of jobs for the area, looking for people for the summer and longer sometimes, part-time, full-time, all kinds of stuff there. So come check it out, Lakeland Job Fair. Career Center, if you have any questions, need help, resumes, that kind of thing, go down there, check them out. They're always more than happy to help you. We encourage you to take advantage of that. All right, man, let's wrap this up here. I want to wish everyone good luck with their exams, their midterms, papers, that kind of stuff, and have a safe spring break. And come on back right after spring break and have fun, guys. Bye now, and go Lakers.